I, Dr. Priti Kanodia, today about to discuss one of the topics from background studies for Degree-1 English honors students. The topic is Imagism. Imagism was a poetic vogue that flourished in England and even more vigorously in America, approximately between the years 1912 and 1917. It was planned and exemplified by a group of English and American writers in London, partly under the influence of the poetic theory of T.E. Hume as a revolt against what Ezra Pound called the rather blurry, messy, sentimentalistic, mannerish poetry at the turn of the century. Pound, the first leader of the movement, was soon succeeded by Emmy Lowell. After that, Pound sometimes referred to the movement slightly as Imagism. Other leading participants for a time were H.D. Hilda Doolittle, D.H. Lawrence, William Carlos Williams, John Fletcher, and Richard Aldington. The Imagist proposals, as voiced by Emmy Lowell in her preface to the first of the three anthologies called Some Imagist Poets, were for a poetry which, abandoning conventional limits on poetic materials and versification, is free to choose any subject and to create its own rhythms, uses common speech, and presents an image. The image, which is vivid sensory description, which is hard, clear, and concentrated. The typical Imagist poems is written in free verse. Free verse is an open form of poetry. It does not make use of consistent meter patterns, rhyme, or any other musical pattern. Free verse undertakes to render precisely, vividly, and tersely as possible and without comment on generalization the writer's impression of a visual object or scene. Often the impression is rendered by means of metaphor or by juxtaposing without indicating a relationship. This famed example by Ezra Pound exceeds other Imagist poem in the degree of its concentration. I read the lines. In a station of the metro, the apparition of these faces in the crowd, petals on a wet black bough. In this poem, Pound, like a number of other imagists, was influenced by the Japanese haiku. It is a form of Japanese poetry consisting of only three lines. Imagism was too restrictive to endure long as a concerted movement, but it served to inaugurate a distinctive feature of modernist poetry. Almost every major poet from the 1920s through the middle of the 20th century, including W.B. Yeats, T.S. Eliot, Wallace Stevens, manifests some influence by the Imagist experiments with the presentation of precise, clear images that are juxtaposed without specifying their interrelationship. Thank you. I, Dr. Priti Kanodia, today